Hello, as you may be aware, I am doing the hardest reading challenge you'll ever do this year, also known as Herkyed. I am doing the 2.0 version, which was last year's version. The new one, 3.0, just started in July, and I was already in the middle of doing 2. I started in January, so continuing 2. But anyway, neither here nor there, because it is halfway through August, and I have completed 0 squares. Yep, you heard me, 0. Had a lot going on this year. I got a new job, like my absolute dream job. And also I've had like periods of reading slump and stuff. I also have a toddler, so I don't really know why I thought doing the hardest reading challenge you'll ever do as a year-long project would be a good idea, but here we are. I am determined to complete a square. I want to complete 1 square. So I'm gonna do a 24-hour readathon over the next 24 hours. Obviously, one of the squares is to do a 24-hour readathon. I have been wanting to complete the square since March. I haven't found a good time to do it. And then I finally said, if I wait for a perfect weekend to do it, I will literally never get it done because I have a toddler and I have other things, other responsibilities going on. Today, I actually have like 0 commitments other than like taking care of my family, obviously. So I'm going to spend the next 24 hours reading as much as I can. It would be nice if I could complete more than 1 square over this 24 hours, like if I could double up some of these books and complete other squares. But the only square that I only have 1 prompt left for, the book I'm gonna read for that, I have like a vague video idea that I want to do, so I'm not gonna read that this weekend. So instead, I'm just gonna read the thing that I'm most in the mood for, and that is Every Version of You by Natalie Messier. This is a newer release. It is a second chance romance with a bit of a speculative element. I think there's like a time travel thing happening. This came out in July, and it was my Aardvark book club book for July. I just subscribed to Aardvark, and I've decided that if I'm going to pay the money to do Aardvark for however long I decide to do it for, then I need to actually read the books that I'm getting. I think a romance would be just like the perfect thing to read this weekend. And also, this was not intentional because I hadn't really decided what I was going to read, but I obviously match my book, which is cute. I've heard amazing things about it. It's got some good blurbs on it, and I'm just excited. I'm just excited to finally read this. I think I'll be able to finish this in 24 hours, but I don't know that I'll be able to read anything else. So I'm not gonna like definitively add anything else to this 24-hour readathon TBR, but if I do manage to finish this, then I obviously will pick up something else and we'll discuss that at that time. My husband is making me breakfast right now. He's entertaining our child while he makes breakfast so that I could come in here and film this little intro. And now I'm gonna go hang out with them, and I'm gonna read, and we're gonna have a fun 24 hours.
Give it to her.
Thank you.
What's that?
This is my sandwich. This is my breakfast. We are almost 2 hours into my 24-hour readathon. It's currently 12:40. I started right at 11 a.m. and I've read 12 pages. Yeah, it's really hard to sit down and read when you have a toddler. And also my husband made his breakfast and just did a couple other things around the house. So I haven't gotten as much reading done as I wanted. But I did just get my daughter down for her afternoon nap, and she will probably nap for at least an hour, if not closer to 2. I'm hoping closer to 2. And I did my dishes and I got a load of laundry going. So I'm going to allow myself to read for the duration of her nap. I'm gonna probably read for at least an hour. And then obviously if I need to get up and move the laundry around, I can. But I am just gonna let myself read. I don't have any immediate plans to do anything at the moment. I think I'm gonna try to talk my husband into maybe going out for dinner tonight. And we might also hit up a couple of places like stores Old Navy. I really need to get my daughter some new pajamas. Yeah, that's kind of my plan, but literally I'm gonna sit here for the next however long she's asleep, and I'm gonna read every version of you, and I want to get a good chunk of it in. She ended up sleeping for about an hour and a half, and I managed to get to page 65. I probably could have read more, except for part of the way through my reading time, my husband came in and we started talking about our plans for the evening, like if we were gonna try to go out and do stuff. So kind of got distracted talking to him, and so I didn't get as much reading done as I would have hoped. I'm still feeling like I can definitely finish this weekend. Actually, let me tell you a little bit about the book. So we're following our main character, Joey, who has a lot of regrets in her life. She has been in love with her college best friend for like their entire friendship. At the beginning of the book, she goes to a dinner party at his house with his wife, and on the way home she gets into a car accident and she dies, and she gets sent to this waiting area where she's essentially told that because she has so many regrets in life, she is given the opportunity to have a second chance. And so she goes back to when she feels like all of her regrets first started, which is college, her freshman year of college. She goes back in time and she's basically getting a do-over. She has met her college best friend and things have happened, and now we're getting a little bit more insight into her. I'm really liking the book. I think the concept is really cool. It kind of reminds me of, there was a movie that was on Netflix a few years ago. If I remember it, I'll put a picture of it right here. But it was basically about a guy who didn't make a move on his best friend, and he like kept getting chances to relive it. And so it's kind of reminding me of that a bit. I will say that the main character is not particularly likable. She is just a little bit whiny, but not in a way that's like turning me off from the book. It's just part of her personality. She's got a lot of regrets. I'll report back when I have more thoughts. I think there's gonna be a love triangle situation, and I'm excited to see how that plays out. I'm 4 hours in, so I have 20 hours of reading left, and I definitely think I can do it. So gonna go get some more reading in before we see where the evening takes us. I haven't updated in a minute, but it is just after midnight actually. I dozed off on the couch. We were watching a movie and I guess I fell asleep in the middle of it. I don't really know what happened. I'm starting to get worried I'm not gonna finish this book because I still have over half of it left to read. We ended up going to do a little bit of shopping this afternoon. We went to Old Navy and got a bunch of stuff for our daughter. Then we went and got some food, and then we came back and we decided to watch a movie. And she fell asleep in the car for just long enough to not feel like she needs to sleep right now. And it's midnight. So my husband's trying to get her to go to sleep. I was like part of the way through a chapter the last time I was reading, so I am gonna finish this chapter that I was reading. And then I guess I'm gonna lock in the morning. To be honest, I've been waking up around 8 on the weekends. So if I wake up at 8, then I really will only have given myself 3 hours to finish. But it is what it is. I don't really have a choice. Good morning, happy Sunday. I overslept, and it is now just a little bit before 9. I was intending to get up closer to 8. Yeah. It's the camera. I did stay up until about, I don't know, 1:30ish last night reading, so I got to almost the halfway point. She very much wants breakfast. Yes, baby. I'm making you breakfast. Anyway, I'm throwing together a quick breakfast for her and maybe for myself. And then I'm gonna make some coffee. And then I'm gonna sit down and I'm going to just read until I finish. And I'm gonna hope that it happens before 11 o'clock. It's not likely, but we'll see. I'm still really liking the book. It's an easy read, but yes, baby. I had to turn Bluey back on to get her to stop yelling at me. I'm still liking the book. I think that the main character kind of sucks as a person, but I also think that it's a book about growth. And so I'm excited to see her grow as a person. We'll see. I don't know. We're back where we started, and it's actually past 11. It's almost noon, in fact, and I am exactly halfway through every version of You. I thought I was closer to the midway point when I went to bed last night, but apparently I was quite off. And also, it is incredibly difficult to get any reading done when you have a toddler that is just running around and wanting to play, and I feel like I need to give her my attention, obviously. I didn't get as much reading done this morning as I wanted. So the 24-hour readathon has officially ended. Even though I didn't finish any books in the 24 hours, I am gonna take the square off because it's not a requirement to read a book, like an entire book, in the 24 hours. It's just a requirement to dedicate 24 hours to reading. But I am gonna finish this book probably today at some point, and I will like do a final review of it before I end the vlog, because it feels wrong to have talked about half the book and then not, you know, let you know how it ends. I'm enjoying it more now. I mean, I was liking it from the beginning, but the main character is quite hard to root for. She's got a lot of issues, for lack of a better word, and also she's making some weird decisions, and I think it's just like character growth. I don't think it's actually who she is as a person, and I think the rest of the book is going to examine that, and then she's gonna learn and grow from it, and I'm here for that. I'm here for our character learning and growing and being a better version of themselves. I'm right that there is a love triangle. So basically, our main character Joey has been in love with her best friend for the entire time they've been friends, and at the start of the book she goes to a dinner party at her best friend's house where she finds out that his wife is pregnant. Also at this dinner party is a man that she has had a previous encounter with that ended poorly. When she dies in chapter 2, I think it is, when she dies and she comes back and has her second chance, she is suddenly more drawn to this other guy that she's had this encounter with and not her best friend, and so she's very confused by that fact. And the book has so far been developing her relationship with this other guy whose name is Alex much more than it's developing the relationship with her best friend whose name is Elliot. My problem is I'm rooting for Joey and Alex. I think that they are a good couple. I want to see more of them, but she is so hung up on Elliot, and I don't understand why, because we have gotten zero information about how they became friends. I mean, we know how they became friends, but we have there's been no scenes of just them talking, developing their friendship. It's very confusing for the reader about why she's so hung up on this guy, because I don't understand, because I don't know anything about him. I don't know anything about their relationship. Whereas the book has spent 177 pages making me care about her relationship with Alex. I'll be interested to see how that continues, and I am going to try to finish it today. We are going to visit my husband's grandmother. It's about an hour drive, but I doubt I can read in the car because I do get car sick. It may be later this evening. It may turn into a 36-hour vlog, but I am going to finish this today. I'm determined to finish this today. Anyway, 24 hours done. I'm bummed that I wasn't able to read an entire book in 24 hours, but that's just not my life anymore. It's very hard to spend that much time reading when you have a bunch of external factors like pets and children and husbands and other responsibilities. But I made a much more concerted effort to pick up books rather than my phone over the past 24 hours, and I would say that that's a win. I'm sorry to end the video with this really bad angle, but it is the best I can do with the little bit of natural light I have and not having to get out my full tripod, which is what I'm trying to avoid at the moment. I finished every version of You last night. I finished it just a little bit after midnight, so it took me a little over 30 6 hours to end up reading all of it. But overall, a solid 4-star book. I will think of this book fondly as the year continues. It's not gonna be like a new favorite groundbreaking read by any means, but it had some really nice reveals that happened towards the end of the book. I am glad to have read it. I'm glad that I am not letting any of my aardvark books sit for too long. I did skip August. I skipped August because there weren't really any of the books that I was just dying to have. So I skipped August. Yeah, I would recommend this. It was a really fun read. Super sweet romance. I liked the character growth. I liked the romance. I liked, you know, all of it. So even though it did take me more than 24 hours to read, at least I read it. And at least I enjoyed it. I mean, what more can you ask for? I just picked my camera up to put it away and then remembered I probably need to actually do like a proper outro for this video. So thanks for watching my little 24-hour reading vlog that turned into more like a 36-hour reading vlog. I have another one in the works. Like, I'm starting it right now. As soon as I finish filming this, I'm gonna start my next vlog and I'm really excited about it. I'm really just excited about reading and making videos again, which is just exciting. If you've read every version of You, please let me know what you thought about it in the comments. What did you like? What did you dislike? Just let me know all the things, and I will see you again very soon with a new video.